Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tiny House. I'm Jason.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we are doing a question and answer video. A lot of people have been asking us to do it, so we finally sat down and asked you guys to ask us questions, so we're going to answer them. So all of these questions come from my social media, so I asked across to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my patrons. So we're going to go ahead and answer the questions from patrons first. First one comes from George, Mr. Narkill, and he asked, what are some of our favorite games to play co-op together? Well, we love shooters.
Golf with friends.
Golf with friends. That is a very fun game. 12-player online also.
Yeah. Fun game on Steam.
We like to play everything. Adventure games.
Light gun games.
Yeah, light gun. Like Gauntlet Legends. We enjoy playing stuff like that.
Yeah, even when they're not co-op, I will sit there and watch him play something just to experience it.
And same thing for me and her. She'll play like...
Team.
Yeah, exactly. Like I watched her play Teen Titans.
Yes, and Teen Titans.
What was that one you played on 360?
Oh.
With the big guy. What's his name?
Majin.
I'm like, Majin. I watched her play that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun. So, stuff like that. Next question comes from another one of my patrons, Taylor Trussler, and he has a few questions here. What are some inspirations when it comes to music, both game music and traditional music? We all know you have a passion for Nerf guns, but were you ever into paintball? And outside of YouTube, do you have any other sort of hobbies such as reading, collecting stamps, hiking, etc.? Inspirations for music, it really varies. I tend to go back in time for a lot of my inspiration, 80s, 90s type things. I love synth, I love keyboards, I love big fat stanky bass, and I love really tight, aggressive drums. So that's pretty much the generalization of that. Passion for Nerf guns, were you ever into paintball? No, I was not actually at all. However, I was into airsoft very heavily. If you watch some of the Nerf videos here, I'm wearing the tack vest that I got airsoft days. I have a Smith & Wesson pistol. I really like airsoft a lot, not paintball, because I always thought I'd get hurt really bad. And then outside of YouTube, do you have any other hobbies such as reading, collecting stamps, hiking? Gosh, tons of hobbies, really. I do have a lot of different hobbies, and I feel like I could go on and on and on about it, but realistically, I love toys, collecting toys, RC cars, all that sort of thing, 80s and 90s toys. I love cars, which actually is another question on here about cars. I love customizing cars and doing that whole sort of thing. As far as reading and collecting stamps, not so much. She loves to read.
I love reading. And card games. Like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, we like to sit down and play like board games and card games. And
yeah.
We just played Uno the other day, and wow, that was fun. I haven't played Uno forever.
The longest Uno game ever.
Yeah, really, the never ender. So, stuff like that. All right, next question comes from Instagram here from Stay Frosty.
No, it's Stay Frosty.
Oh yeah, sorry. There's 4 Y's there from Stay Frosty. He says, is thrifting still the same as when you started, or has it changed? P.S. Keep up the good work. A long-time fan from England. Hi, England. Awesome. Thank you. I guess I'll go first and just say thrifting has completely changed.
I agree.
From even just 5 years ago. But, I've been thrifting for the better part of almost 15, 18 years now. And honestly, just been filming it for the last couple of years. But yes, it's changed completely. Prices are going way up, through the roof. People there think they're educated on pricing, and so it's going through the roof. And not only that, anything that they think is retro or collectible is just, it's priced through the roof. And it really sucks, to be honest with you. What would you have to add to that? Anything?
They kind of, I don't know. I feel like sometimes they get insulting, like, well, it's priced that way because it's collectible and it's old. I'm like, I know what it's worth, so please don't try to educate me on what it is.
Yeah, it's really tough. A few times we've almost gotten into arguments with their employees because they've said, this says Nintendo, it's collectible. Not necessarily true, and there's a whole nother video here, believe me, on that. But to answer your question, it has completely changed.
Yes.
Next question from Lisa Ann, Tall Gamer. Hi, Lisa. She's always a big supporter and comments and everything, so thank you for that. She says, if you could go back in time and give your younger self some advice, what would it be and why?
Should have went to business school.
Mine, I would go back and say buy every stadium events and Earthbound copies you can afford.
My God, yeah. Start collecting early.
Yeah, collect early. Yeah, don't trade in your games. Well, luckily, I never really ever did that. But
neither did I. I kept all mine, but I never would go out actively looking for old games.
So one thing I did as a younger boy, I would get games and I would throw the boxes out. So stupid of me. I would take the manual out and keep all the stuff, and then I like put the box either like I put it in a bin or I just throw it out.
How dare you?
I know, it was really bad. So like half my collection don't have boxes because I was so stupid as a kid. So I would tell myself, don't do that. Next question from Gibatron09. Great idea, guys. My question is, of all the games you have ever played together, which one has provided you with the fondest memories to look back on? If you say Battlefield, pick the second one.
He actually introduced me to Battlefield. I've never played a first-person shooter before meeting him.
How about that, huh? And now she's an animal.
I was always more of an adventure, puzzle, point-and-click type. But now I play anything.
Yeah. Fondest memory? I mean, hands down for me, it's Donkey Kong Country 1, the first one. Going back to that, it's just everything about it's magical. The way it looks, the way it sounds and plays. That really would give me, and still does to this day, very, very fond memories.
I think for me, it was Ocarina of Time on the N64, Legend of Zelda. Just, it was such an epic game at the time, and I remember spending over a month. It got the game in December, I remember, for Christmas, and I spent over a month trying to beat it. I just remember the levels being so confusing and struggling through that game so much. And there, at that time, there was really no internet.
Yeah.
There were no guides.
You couldn't look it up. Yeah, you had to just.
Or you had to actually go and physically buy a guide from the store.
Trial and error.
Yeah. So there was a lot of trial and error, a lot of tears.
Yeah.
But after, and I would spend hours a day doing it. Come home from school and just spend up until like midnight playing the game.
Oh man.
It was, yeah. But it was so worth it in the end to beat Ganondorf, and
how awesome you felt.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I almost felt kind of sad because I spent so much time on it.
Then it ends.
Yeah, and it ended. I was just like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Anything from the Super Nintendo and N64 days I'm very nostalgic for.
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead.
That's the first game we played together.
It is, very first. So that's very special to us, specifically.
And Dead Island. Makes me think of you.
Dead Island, yeah. Yeah, another first-person game that we went in a co-op and had a ton of fun with. Oh, those were the days. Next question here comes from Sergeant Mikey 101, another longtime friend there, Mikey. What is the grossest thing you've ever seen thrifting?
What haven't we seen?
God, I know, honestly. I mean, we've seen lots of, like, open the game and there's, like, snot and boogers and crap all over the games. That happens all the time.
Yeah,
that's pretty nasty.
A lot of, like, kitchen appliances have used food on them. Like, they didn't bother to clean it before donating it. That's
pretty nasty.
Kind of gross. Anything, I don't know, used undergarments. You see those a lot?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing really gross about it, but...
Except that they're used undergarments.
I don't know. I think, honestly, you'd probably get a new pair for cheaper than what they're selling for some of them individually.
I still think there's some things you just buy new. Underwear is one of them. Next question is from Oz Nerf World. What is your current favorite Nerf blaster? What was your first blaster? Oh gosh. First blaster for me was God, I don't even know.
Mine was the Barrel Breaker, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I had that one years ago. I just loved it. Like, took it apart, you'd push it down. Like double barrel
and
shotgun.
You put the darts in like a double barrel shotgun.
Yeah, like a shotgun.
Yeah. That's a really cool one.
Yeah, that was my first.
I don't remember what mine was. My mom would buy me Nerf even before it was named Nerf back in the 80s. So probably something it was probably a pistol or something like that. But one I really, really remember was the slingshot. It shoots the yellow Nerf balls, and it had this like floating tray up top and the elastic thing, and you pull it, and boy, it shot really bad. It was terrible, but it sure was a fun one to have. That's probably one that I remember amongst many from my first ones.
Your favorite now?
Current favorite, definitely the Hailfire, for the amount of clipazines that it holds and the sheer amount of firepower that you can take into battle. That right there is my favorite right now. It's so awesome. It shoots really fast, and I love it. You just rotate, boom, boom, then boom. Oh, I love it. Hailfire for me. What about you?
I don't know. I like the disc shooters more rather than.
Ooh,
the
they
dart
are
ones.
nice. They are nice.
So one of my favorites is the Vigilon. I like double wielding that one.
Mm-hmm.
That one's my favorite.
I think the action of actually just reloading them is really cool.
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of a little bit cumbersome sometimes, but I still enjoy them. I feel like they shoot a lot more accurately than. At least I can shoot them more accurately than the dart ones.
I feel like they have, in some cases, better distance because they almost hover like a frisbee, and they just.
Yeah, the
really
discs
nice.
are my favorite.
Next question from my good friend John. Good bass playing John. Amazing musician. Thanks for the question, John. He says, who is each of your favorite band of all time?
Good luck with that one.
You would ask me a question like that I cannot answer. Yeah, that is really difficult. It's like saying what's your favorite video game. It changes. I love so much music that I would bore you guys to death. So I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna say Daft Punk, Michael Jackson, Rage Against the Machine, Living Colour, and Teddy Riley, and Tupac, and West Coast G-Funk.
Oh my god.
Sorry. What about you?
I was like, I said band though, not bands.
Well, I can't just pick a band, really. I can't. Sorry, John.
My favorite band is Depeche Mode, and they've been my favorite band for years. I would say since high school or maybe middle school. Oh my god, I feel so old. But what I like about them is that not one album sounds exactly like each other. They always evolve with music. That's what
cool.
what I really appreciate.
Yeah. And they've been doing music. I mean, even currently,
they're still touring.
It's fantastic.
We got to see them live.
Yeah, it was great.
Awesome.
It was right here in Phoenix. Great show.
Yeah, seen them live multiple times. Great performers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, John, weren't you at that show? I think you were. I think I was
Yes.
texting him.
I think I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, and I
Your
think
friend was there.
I'm like, oh, my homie John is here. Were you there? I think you were. That's really funny. And you were wasted out of your mind. You were wasted. And oh, that's so funny. You're like, oh, I'm drinking, having a good time. I think that's the concert. Oh, that's funny. Next question from Gav Boland. Jason, are you still interested in car customization? Previously, I think you said you had a show car. Any pictures of that? I am still into car customization, not to the level that I was. This is going to be a long thing, so I'm going to try to shorten it up. Yes, I love cars. I'm a big Honda fan, Honda and Acura. At one time, I had 4 vehicles, and a couple of them were show cars. One was a track car. Had a 2001 Integra GSR that I fully did up. I just dumped all of my money, all of my savings into this car. I learned a lot.
Pimp My Ride style.
Yeah, back when Fast and Furious was really relevant and Pimp My Ride was relevant. I have pictures. I'll do some slideshows right here for you guys. But yes, love cars. Had a 91 Accord that I did an engine swap in, put a Prelude motor in it. It was a sleeper track car. It was fantastic. It ran like a 13 flat. It was crazy. It was awesome. Amongst many other things with cars. So yes, I love cars. I learned a lot. I don't think I'll ever do it to that caliber again because it's a lot of money. But Stephanie, I'd love her Honda Fit, and I'm going to pimp her Fit eventually here. I've already done some cool things to it. Put some nice headlights in it and this and that, but we'll get there.
I want a sleeper Fit.
Yeah, a little sleeper Fit. It's going to tear Civics apart. Nice. All right, and we have a couple more here from Instagram. Random Games. How do stores typically react to you filming? Do you ever have to be sneaky about it? Only one store has shut us down, and that was a couple episodes ago on Thrifting. It was the grand opening store.
Yeah.
Other than that, they're pretty awesome.
They don't really care, I don't think.
Most employees too are like, "Are you guys filming for YouTube or something?" Or kind of like,
some do ask about it.
and then they're like, oh, cool. You know, I try.
And then they start,
The thing is, if you go out there and you be an idiot with your camera, yeah, you'll get shut down. If you just be inconspicuous and respectful and don't put it in people's faces, I think you'll get away with it. And we do. You know, we don't go out there and be like, hey, everybody.
Well, yeah, because we're not trying to do anything bad. We're just trying to show, hey, this is what you can find at a Goodwill.
Exactly. Yeah, and we don't want to film people. You know, honestly, we want to film the games.
Yeah.
And junk that's in there. So, but yeah, they're pretty cool. To answer your question. Next question here from DK Nefetz. Before you go thrifting, what is the one thing you hope you'll find?
I am currently on the lookout for any type of tabletop game like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, anything like that. I'm scouring the books trying to find, because those are expensive. I don't know if you've ever seen that, like price them out online or in stores.
They're pretty expensive.
Crazy expensive. So I'm trying to find them in thrift stores. I haven't been lucky so far. Actually, no. I did find Dungeons and Dragons, like little miniature figures one time.
Oh, yeah. And you found some dice and stuff.
I found some Warhammer
recently.
dice, yeah. I just wish I could find more tabletop stuff.
I like to try to find promo stuff. Any video game signs or displays. I love all that stuff. Neon signs, lit up signs, promo posters, backpacks, cases, pouches. I always wish I could find more and more of that, but it's getting harder and harder just to find video games, let alone all of that. So at this point, whatever we find, I'm very thankful for it, and I feel lucky. But I really wish we could find more like promo, store display type things. That would be awesome. Dress up the game room.
That would be nice.
All right, and the last question from Instagram is BMC Randomness. They ask, how did you guys meet? And what is your favorite video game of all time? Yes, of all time. You would ask that. Well, I put my number on the inside of a bathroom stall, and I just got a phone call one day, and she was like,
Ring, ring.
and I was like, yeah, hello? Hello? And I called it back, and she was like, just seeing if it's really, looking for a good time. And sure enough, well, here we are.
And then here I am.
Yeah, here we are. And we love pizza.
Yes.
Exactly, and games.
Pizza games.
All right, and then what's your favorite video game of all time? That's really hard. That's really, really difficult.
Because it's got to be one of those games where you always want to go back and keep playing it again and again.
Yeah. I don't want to cop out and say Donkey Kong Country, because I've said that for like everything that has been my go-to. But I don't know. All time. I mean, okay. For me, it would probably be Super Mario World.
That was always a fun one.
I mean, out of all the Super Marios, that one to me, even above Mario 64 and how revolutionary it was, I think the pure magic for me was in 1991 when I first popped in Super Mario World. So I'd probably say that one, because if I had that game only to play for the rest of my life, I would be totally fine with that. It's got everything. What about you?
Oh my god.
I know, it's tough. And even that, like, that can be argued. Like, I have so many other games that...
I know. It's hard for me to pick just one. Alright, I'm gonna say... I think my favorite video game of all time... I'm gonna say series. My favorite...
That works, yeah.
Video game series. That makes it a little bit easier. And while I do want to say Legend of Zelda, I feel like that's also a cop-out answer. So then I will say... the Ace Attorney series with Phoenix Wright.
Oh, cool.
And
okay.
Apollo Justice.
Nice.
Those I can play all the time. I love those.
Objection!
Yes. In the middle of the night, I'm playing it.
I'll be like laying there on my back, dead asleep, and all of a sudden I just hear, objection! She loves those games. Yeah,
I
cool.
do.
No, that's a good answer. Good answer. All right, moving on to Twitter. Gary Hales asked, what is your favorite video game character of all time?
Oh, yeah. Sam from Serious Sam is my absolute favorite video game character.
We kind of have a similar one. I'm going to say Mr. Duke Nukem. Because he's an asshole. He's a badass. Doesn't take himself seriously.
Sam is a badass, but he's a cool badass. He does not mean to people.
Yeah.
But I like him a lot. Yeah.
Just think if Serious Sam and Duke got together, they'd be at the bar drinking.
They'd be kicking ass.
Kicking ass. I can see that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good mashup game.
Oh my God.
Duke Nukem versus Serious Sam.
We all know that Sam would win.
Sam probably would because he's just he's just cool.
Yeah.
Next question, El Jefe. Thank you. What is the best game you've ever found before opening the case to find out it's missing or scratched beyond repair?
Dragon Quest. There's a Dragon Quest game on PS2 I remember. It was on one of the thrifting videos. And I was so excited.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any Dragon Quest games on the PS2, just on the DS. So I was like, no.
Tough.
When we opened it, I think it was a different game inside.
Yeah.
I think
that happens actually. And that was kind of going to be my answer too. Is we actually find lots of games where we open it and it's a totally different game, or that game is also completely scratched beyond repair.
Yeah.
That happened to me a long time ago when this was before even YouTube. I found a whole stack of Dreamcast games, and every single one had a different music CD in it, which was messed up. I don't know if the people at the Goodwill, like customers, swapped them or whatnot, but it was devastating.
Oh my God, that would be so horrible.
Yeah, this was before cameras and filming, and there was 20 Dreamcasts, and it had all the amazing Dreamcast games, and they all were I don't even want to say. It was just horrible, country crap music and a bunch of other stuff. It was tough.
I would feel so defeated. I would never go thrifting again after that.
It was very, very difficult to deal with, so that was one of the worst experiences ever. All right, and then we come to our last question here, Dead Pirate Cockrum. Nice name, I love it.
Did you both originally collect games, or just one? And after dating, they made the other one want to collect?
Good question. No, we both are collectors.
Yeah.
And have been.
I don't know. Yes, you are a collector. I would say I like to collect things that I like, not for the sake of collecting.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm kind of different in a way. So I tend to keep the games that I really enjoy, and then I don't know.
Just kind of pass on
all
the other
ones.
shovelware. Where I typically enjoy the shovelware. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to pass that stuff up. Yeah. But don't get it wrong. I mean, you may say you just like to collect what you collect, but she has a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
So she has a very, very large collection of games as well.
Yeah, I never did any of the trading or anything like that. I remember some of my friends who were into video games at the time would say, yeah, I traded all my games into Amazon and I got $90. I'm like, oh, why did you do that? I would have taken them from you.
Yeah, exactly.
This is way back in high school.
Yeah, exactly. I remember 20 years ago and everyone would be like, yeah, man, I just went to EB, I just went to GameStop and I just got the newest game and I traded in all these really bad Super Nintendo games. I'm just like, you're killing me here.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
My uncle would do that. He would,
Horrible.
I remember, yeah. He had the Atari 2600. He sold that and got the Nintendo. He sold that and got the Super Nintendo. That's what he would do. And I would be devastated every time. Because I'd walk in and be ready to play. I'm like, okay. Looking forward to some, Super Nintendo. And, nope. Gone. Nothing there. Heartbroken. That's why I never got rid of any of mine. I'm like, how can anyone do that? That's so horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Same way.
Yeah.
So lesson is, don't get rid of your stuff. And figure out somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
We are up to here with stuff in our house, and so
it's like a storage unit.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I know this is kind of a long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed answering your questions. It was fun. We'll have to do this again down the road. As always, you can find all the antics on HineyHouseEntertainment.com. You guys know where to go for the social media at Hiney House. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Yeah!
What I find funny is that we never actually really answered how we met.
I know.